Well, hello to my YouTube friends out there. I am back. And for those of you that are new, feel free to hit that subscription button and notification button if you like. I really would appreciate that. And give this video a thumbs up. But I want to also get into, while I do this video, a briefly chit chat and a blessing day, that how it turned out. So I hope you guys have the time to listen, because this is what the Lord did, and then throughout the whole process how it happened. My mother had a doctor's appointment this morning to go to a clinic outside of the facility where she lives. And I got there early because I wanted to go with my mom to her appointment because she was having some problems with bleeding about 2 weeks ago. And we're sitting out there, and I'm waiting for the transportation to come. And they didn't come, so I had to go in the building and talk to the receptionist. Her name is Mary Ann. Real sweet lady. I love her. And she informed nursing staff that it was too long, So it ended up they had to cancel it because the doctor at the clinic had an emergency or something. Excuse me, just gonna make a long story short. So I wanted to visit my mom and get in there in her room. Get in there to see her. So they said for me to do that, I had to get tested for COVID. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to stick that in my nose and down my throat and all that. It didn't end up being that at all. I had to do what they call a rapid test. So my mother, before I was done, she requested to go to the hospital because she's been having this stomach pain. And when she eats, she couldn't hold nothing, on her stomach. And she had been telling nursing staff this for a while. So the administrator came to me and she goes, "Your mother wants to go in the hospital." And I'm like, "Okay, but what's going on?" They said she's crying and she's all upset and whatnot, and she was in this pain. I said, "Oh my God." So I said, "Okay, I'll take the COVID test. I want to see her." And I did the COVID test, and it came back negative. And then I had already got my first vaccine over a week or so ago, so that didn't mean anything. I had to get tested. And so when I got back there to see my mom, oh my God, I broke down so bad. I cried because I haven't seen her in months and months and months. And I cried and she cried and we both were crying. And so she kept saying, I haven't been able to eat and my stomach is bothering me. So they called the paramedics to come to the hospital to pick her up. And the paramedics were asking me questions, and I told them all what I know. And the nursing staff, the RN, was standing right there. And they took her to the biggest hospital here that they have. And she kept saying she wanted to go to this other hospital, but that was way when we lived in the Bay Area. But she's a little confused about which hospital she needed to go to. So she gets there to the hospital. So in between that time, I need to go back to Sephora. I took back the Patrick Star powder, and I didn't like it on me. I'm wearing it now. I just don't like it, and I don't like the coverage of it. So I always use the Makeup Forever powder, but I always put it over my Estee Lauder to set it. Been doing that for a few years, but they discontinued it in the store, but you can purchase it online. So then I remember when they switched over to the matte velvet one, and this is the foundation. I heard it is really, really good, and the color that I got is Y445. And I said, you know what? If this don't work for me, I already got Rihanna. I already got my Estee Lauder. I give up on foundations. I just give up. I'm done. I'm not buying any more foundations. And I'm gonna try to do videos with me applying my foundation and everything. But this was the color that they gave me in the Makeup Forever Velvet Matte, because I like matte foundations. So this is that, and then here's the powder one in the which one is this? 218. So I took back that Patrick. I'm passing that one up. But anyway, and then this is the color that I have in the setting powder. So it's so close to it when I want to just run out and go. Because I love Rihanna too. I think that's a really good powder to wear every day. You want to throw some makeup on. It's beautiful. So anyway, I exchanged it. So I came home. I kept calling the hospital. And wait, let me go. Let me rewind. When I was at the hospital, there was a doctor in the parking lot, and the Lord said, "Wait." He said, "Wait till he gets out." And I waited, and I waited, and I kept looking. I said, "I want to see my mother's doctor because I haven't seen my mother's doctor in a long time." Because usually when you're in skilled nursing facilities, the doctor only comes once a month. They really don't call you unless something goes wrong. That's the only time you really see the doctor. They mainly deal with the nursing staff. Hold on a minute, honey. I'm doing a video. So usually you have to talk to nursing. That's the only way that you get a report from the doctor. And I kept looking, and I said, this doctor was just, like attracting me to talk to him. And I get out and I talk to him. I said, "Are you my mom's doctor?" Her name is, I gave the name of my mom. He went like, "No, I'm not your mom's doctor." He was very pleasant. And I was asking him questions. He answered every question that I had to refer to that I wanted to know. And I knew that. I knew that it was something about him. And I worked in healthcare, so I can pretty much know when I can spot a good doctor or not. I pretty much know. God gave me that gift. I know. So anyway, make a long story short, so I talked with the hospital. I wasn't able to get nobody. Like, I was checking on my mother's, condition. And I was on my phone trying to do it, sit on my house phone. And all of a sudden, this doctor calls from the hospital that was caring for my mom. And he says, he introduced himself, told me his name is Dr. Yang, and he told me my mother had inflammation of her colon. She seemed to have a little infection there. He's going to put her on an antibiotic, and he also going to put her on a medication to stop her from throwing up when she eats, to hold on her stomach. And I was like, oh, thank God. And then I asked him, I said, is it curable, doctor? He said, yes, it's curable, what your mom has. He said, boy, your mom is spiffy, boy. I said, yeah, I know. My mother, to be 85, he said, boy, she's got her, you know, stuff together when it comes to knowing what she need and want. To be 85, he said, and she's blessed. That's what he said to me. And I said, thank you, Doc. So then I called her back. They transferred her back. She should be back there now. And I had the COVID test, so within 48 hours, I can still go back to see her. But after 48 hours, I have to get retested again in order to go back. And I'm not going to keep letting them stick me in my nose and all that. It's just too much to do it every time. And so I called back the hospital. And I talked to Mary, and I said, Mary, and that doctor, I said, I want him. I want him to care for my mom. She said, okay, Lynette, no problem. We can switch your mom's doctor. And I called, left a message for them to switch my mother's doctor. And that's what the Lord want me to do. That's what the Lord led me to do. And that's what I do. When God talks to me, I listen. Like he said, be obedient. And I am obedient because he helping me in the process. So anyway, I gotta go. But I love you guys out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. You know I love my comments. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.